As you saw in that promo, the Cradle of Humankind on Sunday, the 22nd of April, will be hosting the Bell of Hope Cycle Challenge. Now, the aim is to raise funds to run a home for adults suffering from bipolar disorder as well as schizophrenia. As usual here on Sports and Prime, as I said earlier, we try and do our best to raise funds, especially if it's for a good cause. Joining me in studio, Brett Marais, to tell us all about it. Brett, welcome to the program. Good evening, how are you?
Very well, thanks, and how are you?
Great stuff. We saw in the package there, which we rolled now, the cycling is never easy. 50 kilometers, 5 kilometers, it's everything for the family. And of course, as I said, it is for a good cause, and that's what it's about. Yes,
it's for Ebenezer Psychiatric Home. It helps sustain us, and we get a bed subsidy from the Department of Health, but it is a bit of a shortfall. And we need a little bit of extra money to get us through every month.
I was looking at some of the pictures there. You were mentioning yourself as well. We saw some South African athletes, some known names, if I can call it that. So it is pretty much of a huge draw card. It's not the first time I see you've been running for a couple of years as well. So
yes,
it's a great effort.
We've been running for 6 years. We had the paracyclists last year, the South African team. It was great to have them there. We're hoping to have them again this year. But a lot of our cyclists take cycling quite seriously, and ours is a fun ride, so they kind of do it just for fun and just as like something to do on a Sunday. They go for the main rides, you know, the 94.7 and yeah.
At the end of the day, you know, we speak about, you know, good causes. Especially, cycling is healthy as well. That's what it's about.
It's very healthy.
There's kids out there who can come and join. It becomes a family day, and more importantly, for the efforts that you guys are putting in for that home, isn't it?
Yes, we do it also to take away the stigma from mental illness. All our residents work on that day. They're all at Valverde, and they all take part in doing something for the race. Once someone is on medication for either bipolar or schizophrenia, they are balanced and they can take part in a normal day-to-day life. As long as they have a routine, there's no reason why they can't live a normal life.
Do we get some of the patients involved in the day as well?
Yes, all our patients are involved.
Cycling or possibly the shorter course?
We've got 4 cyclists from the home. The other residents take part in various different things on the day. And yes, all our residents are fully functional.
Most importantly for you guys is the sponsorship, and that's why we're here. We want South Africa, corporate South Africa. I know you're watching. I know a lot of the government officials are watching. So please, I'm going to ask our director to put up the website where they can actually log on for those who want to participate in particular. They can still join in, yes?
Yes, yeah. At
Tell us about that.
Cycle Events. Okay, you can book online at www.cycleevents.co.za and go to Bell of Hope. It's 150 Rand on the Cycle Events page. That closes on the 19th of April. If you want to do a late registration, you can meet us at Cycle Lab in 4 ways on Saturday the 21st, or at Valverde on the Sunday. We're there from 5:30 in the morning.
What has been the buy-in over the years as far as participation? Because I know you'd also like, the more cyclists you have there, obviously the more funds you raise. What has been the buy-in over the years? Does it fluctuate, or do you have a steady stream of participants?
It has fluctuated. This year it's looking a little bit low, and we're not sure why. So if there's cyclists out there, please book for our race. Normally we've looked at about anything between 500, 550, 600. And yes, it definitely helps the home.
500, that's quite a lot actually, but you're obviously aiming for more than that. I mentioned the buy-in from corporates. What has it been like? Has the support been there?
It's difficult to get corporate sponsors, but we do get them, and we're very grateful for them. You know, the SASA grants from social services, most of our residents have a SASA disability grant. They pay a portion of that towards their rent, and the rest they use for their toiletries, and it's not a lot of money for them.
To run a home like that with people with such disorders, I don't call them disabilities because they are disorder. Give or take, how taxing is it? How financially, money-wise, how much is it? What are you looking for monthly just to keep it steady, a steady ship there?
Sure. Looking anything close to 60,000, 70,000 Rand a month, maybe more.
And how many people are we housing?
We've got a small home. It's 23 permanent residents. and 5 daycare members. But Ebenezer is a special home. You know, when Charmaine put the home together, she had a vision that the people that came into the home would never be numbers. Mm-hmm. They would be people with names. And she knows them all individually. Mm. And we're more like a family.
And I guess in particular as well with the recent situation that happened, you know, it's obviously it probably would bring light to actually people actually taking care of the people at home. Just quickly now, we've run out of time. My director tells me you've got less than a minute. For the people at home, there's still time to participate?
Yes, please book on cycle events. 150 Rand on cycle events. www.cycleevents.co.za, Bell of Hope cycle race. 180 Rand at Cycle Lab and 4 ways, or on the day at Valverde Hotel from 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, and you can see there's a 15-kilometer as well as a 50-kilometer that you can participate in. Personally, I'll be around Witboyke, hopefully seeing everyone come back because I'll be at home. But as I said, well, as Brett said, guys, do log on there, www.cycleevents.co.za, 150 Rand for the cycle event. Late entries, 180, and be there 10, in fact, what is it, 10 a.m., 9:30 sharp? Is that when it begins?
No. The 50 kilometers starts at 7.
At 7 o'clock.
And the 15 kilometers starts at 7:20, so be there really early to collect your numbers. Okay. And if you have any queries, contact 082 434 7235 or 073 365 4092.
Oh, in fact, I was reading here, the late entries, that will be open on the 21st between 9:30 and 2:30.
Yeah, that's a Cycle Lab and 4 ways.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much there, Brett, speaking to us. And as far as the upcoming Bell of Hope Cycle Challenge, speaking to us about, well, raising funds for the Ebenezer Psychiatric.
Can I just give them all a wave?
Yeah, sure, there they are.
Hello, Ebenezer.
Well, Brett Marais, hopefully people watching, and hopefully you do get as much sponsorship as possible, and hopefully people do sign up. As I said, normally what we do, these interviews, they will put it onto our YouTube channel so people can have a chance to go and view it.
Thank you so much. Really, thank you for having me.
Much appreciated. It's been a pleasure. As we said earlier, we always try and do the best as far as for good cause. So do log on to www.cycleevents.co.za and do log on and try and, well, participate. If not, at least sponsor something, sponsor somebody. We take a quick break on Sports and Prime. When we return, we go over to London. It's the Champions League match.